Hey family, by the grace of the Most High God, who is good to us beyond measure, whom we do not deserve and mostly ignore, He blessed us to see the end of another week. And I'm grateful. And I just want to pay a little attention to Him publicly, because I give Him what he deserves. I need Him. I can't function without taking time with Him. And when I don't do it the way I should, I feel myself weakening. I feel it literally. But I want my platform to be about honoring Him in every way. And so I talk about relationships a lot, because our relationships are the most crucial thing to our life and existence on this earth. And the first relationship we need to get together is our relationship with the Most High God, because He's going to show us and teach us how to behave. You know, He's the one who helps us to grow and makes us whole so that our other relationships can function better. Is everything always going to be smooth? No, because we're growing and learning, right, as we go along. But I'm telling y'all, from my experience, as I grow older, I understand that my relationship with the Father is the most important relationship. He's the only one who's always rooting for us. You know that? He's the only one who cares about your every thought. He cares about everything you feel. And so if we can ignore Him and hurt Him, and when I say ignore and hurt, I mean He gave us commands, right, that a lot of us are not adhering to. So much sex. I'm picking on that one first, because sex is so pushed. And once you don't have respect for your body, or respect for the sanctity of marriage or making love, everything else is going to go downhill, because you start satisfying the flesh in that manner. Demons are going to overtake us, and we're not even going to be thinking about God anymore. But we'll think about Him once our heart is broken, right? That's when we start crying and talking about why, right? Why you let this happen to me, Lord? Blame Him for everything that goes wrong in our lives. We are despicable in that regard. I'm serious. Every time something goes wrong, we're not thinking about the steps we took to get ourselves in that position, right? But we are wondering why the Lord led us. You want Him to actually take you by your collar and go, don't lay with that man. Don't lay with that woman. She's going to cause you problems. Or you simply obey what laws He put in place, because they're put in place to protect us. So I'm saying all of that because everything always go back to the Most High God. Everything we do, because we came from Him. If not for Him, there would be no us, right? So my whole point in coming back full circle to the Most High God is that if a person doesn't have a relationship with God and don't even believe He exists, because a lot of people don't even believe He exists anymore. I think a lot of people are turned off by religion, so they equate religion with the Most High God and His Bible, the Word. If y'all pay close attention, these religions don't follow the Bible. They're not doing what the Bible tells them to do. And so if you pay attention to that, you wouldn't get it all mixed up and throw out the Bible and the Most High God, because men are doing crazy stuff. Men are doing crazy things. And so we blame the Father for that. And then our own poor choices add to our problems. And we blame the Father for that. We want to blame Him for everything that go wrong, but we don't like accountability. And that's insane. Because if you don't learn to get accountable, be accountable for the things that you do, you're never going to grow into a person who's purposeful. You're not going to have a purposeful life. You're not. Every good thing comes from the Most High God. So if you want good relationships with others, and that could be, everybody is not so inclined to have a husband or a wife, you know. Everybody is not meant for that. Some people don't mind being single. They enjoy themselves being single. And so this is not just about relationships with the opposite sex. This is our overall relationship with human beings, with the human race, period. Your children, your siblings, your cousins, everybody's always at odds, spatting with each other, getting angry with one another. But if we follow the rules of God, we could manage our relationships better. We can manage our relationships better, even at work. We have to have relationships with one another because we exist amongst one another. And I looked at the whole thing. I remember telling my husband, I said, you know what? If a person can dishonor God If a person can slap him in the face, be angry with him, ignore all the rules and laws he put in place, what can I expect from that person? If we can disappoint God, we're going to disappoint one another. That's a guarantee. That's a guarantee. And so in this dating world, I don't even like to say that because we shouldn't be dating. We're bouncing all over the place, sizing everybody up and filling everybody out to see who will make a perfect mate. But we're being sexual. We shouldn't even be dating. Dating is not even biblical, right? But I'm just going to say it because that's what people are doing. If you're looking for a spouse and you're dating, we should not be having sex. Sex spoils everything. You do not get to know somebody by laying with them. Because after you've done that, most of the time you see their true colors, right? Get to know somebody. See if they want to be married. Get to know them. Know your doggone self. Know your God. Know your God. Get to know your God so that he can guide you through, right? And you can prevent making so many mistakes. Because if you listen to that still small voice, that voice is going to tell you that person is not the one for you. And most of the time you can tell. Whatever you have in here, in here, whatever you desire, right? You're going to be looking for that in a man. So if you only desire money and men, if you only desire a BBL body, you're not going to get much out of that relationship. And y'all know that. It's more to life than money and sex and a nice looking body and showing off and getting on the internet because be this hot couple that you want everybody to idolize you and everything. It's so much more to life than that. Marriage is so much more to that. It is work. Love is not something that you just say. Love is work. It's putting in work. It's what you do. It's not what you say. Christ died on the cross, right? He physically showed us. He showed us what love makes you do. And he didn't just say, oh, I love them. He went and showed us how deep his love flowed for us. And so if you don't have a good connection with the Father, if you're not following the footsteps of his Son, Christ, then your relationships are going to be weak. You're going to have weak relationships. We're so quick to cut people off and not talk to them ever again. What if the Most High God treated us like that? As much sinning as we do, as stiff-necked as we are, what if he treated us the way we treated one another? Well, you coming up short in this area, so you know what? Bam, I'm done with you. What if he treated us the way we actually deserved him to treat us? Because we deserve that. But a lot of us, the Bible says not to think so highly of yourself, but we do. And I'm not saying not to love yourself. It's a whole big difference. It's a difference. I'm talking about you get to the point where you think you are better than everybody else. And you deserve everything, but you don't have to give anything. That's when you're high-minded, thinking too highly of yourself. He says to be meek and be humble. And a lot of us are lacking that. And that's why we don't have good communication skills within our relationships. Because we want to be right all the time. We want to be bossy. We want to tell somebody else what to do, but we don't want to follow those steps in our own lives. So we're so messed up. If we only follow the principles of the Most High God, we would be doing better in our relationships. We will have better relationships, you know. Follow his order. Stay out of people's beds bouncing around. That sin leads to so many other sins. I'm pregnant now, I don't want this baby. So now you're going to go and kill your baby. I said it, kill your baby. An innocent child that had nothing to do with your act. You know, we want to be free with everything. Have sex, do this, do that, catching diseases. All kind of stuff comes from breaking the law of the Most High God. All kinds of problems come from it. And then when we're in the midst of those problems and we feel like we can't take it, we're so broken, we're so hurt, we look outside of ourselves to blame somebody else. If we're not blaming God, we're blaming the other person. But what steps did you take to get yourself into that mess? Look at yourself. Be accountable for the choices you make. All right, family. I'm getting ready to start dashing, so I'm done. And I'm praying that something I said help you on your journey to getting a better relationship with our Father, because He deserves everything and we deserve nothing. He gives us everything and we give Him nothing, but we want it all. How selfish are we? How selfish are we? Give your life to Him and allow Him to lead you so that you can find true love in Him, and then you can find your true love on this earth. And true love is what you make it. It's not the butterflies, all the stuff you feel when you're young. Everything I believed about love when I was younger, it was not so. As I've matured, I understand that love is what you make of it. Yeah, it's what you make of it. It's not about, oh, butterflies, everything's always going to be perfect. That's not how it goes. And a lot of us know that. All right, family. Peace, love, and blessings to you. Have a beautiful weekend.